All right, for this one, determine the equation of the line that goes through the points 1, 1, and 3, 7. So the first thing that this ties into is we got to remember our points. Points are x's and y's. So this is literally an x and a y here, and this is also an x and a y. That's really going to be really important for this, just so that we identify that. So again, same idea as last time. It's asking for an equation. What equation are they talking about? They're talking about our linear equation, because it says equation of the line. That's a linear. So y equals mx plus b. And so somehow I got to find my slope and my b. So in this case, we want to start with the slope. Okay, so what do we know about slope? Well, we know it's r. So I'm going to write this stuff here. You don't need to write this on your problem when you do the practice one, but I just want to walk through like our thought process. This is my slope. And specifically, my slope is my change. I know you've seen this before because I've written it before many times, actually. And it's not just our change. Okay, this is going back. It's been a little bit, but it's our change in y over change in x. Okay, we have to remember this part. It's the change in y over change in x. The y is changing per the x. Well, we can figure this out here because we have these y's. So let's look at the change in y first. I'm going to use purple to look at the change in y. So what is the change from this y to this y? From this point to this point? What was that change in y? Well, from 1 to 7, you're adding 6. So my change in y was 6. Then let's do our change in x. What is the change from 1 to 3? So my change in y was 6. From 1 to 3, we're adding 2. Okay, so it's going to be 6 over 2, which simplifies. 6 over 2 is 3. Okay, it's no different if I had a table, okay, and I had this point 1, 1, and 3, 7, and I said find the slope. You guys would know, oh, what am I adding? It's just another way of writing that. This is a point, this is a point. Okay, it's just another way of writing it, but it's the exact same thing that we just did. Okay, so you're finding that change in y and then the change in x. You just got to be able to see where those are. So 6 over 2 becomes 3, so m equals 3. Okay, so we got one of our pieces done. Now this problem is going to become just like our previous problem where you have a slope and you have a point. So what you're going to do is you're going to use your slope. So it's going to be y equals 3x plus b. Okay, I don't know the b yet. You're going to use one of these points. Either one, it doesn't matter. I like this 0.11 because it's super simple. So actually, I'm going to use 3, 7 only because then you can see where the 3 and the 7 are and not get confused. So you can use either point, and you're going to pick that point and you're going to plug it in. So the y is going to go in here. The x is going to go in over here. So the y was 7 equals 3 times my x, which is 3. So at this point, the problem is just like what we just did. You're going to simplify. 3 times 3 is 9 plus b equals 7. Okay, we're going to subtract that 9. Subtract that 9. We get negative 2 equals b. So now I have my b and my m. And so I can finish this out, write my equation y equals 3x minus 2 or plus negative 2. Okay, and that's your final answer. So reiterate real fast. So you had to find that change in y over change in x. You're doing that from the points. Change in this number to this number because those are the y's, over change from the x's, this number to this number. That gives you the slope. Then you use a slope and pick one of the points to plug in and solve for b. Cool. Go ahead and give it a shot.